when you're growing up, you must have heard something along the lines of don't run like a girl, don't do this like a girl, don't cry like a girl, don't be emotional like a girl. So I think what's happening here is that this is my takeaway is that men are always, like boys are always somewhat raised in a way not to be a man, but to not be a woman, right? A man is raised to not be a woman, but a woman is raised to be a perfect woman, if that makes sense. Like, the idea is that the woman should be the perfect woman and enchant everybody else because ultimately that's the goal of the woman. The goal of the woman is to enchant the man. Women are taught to be perfect women, right? Men aren't taught to be perfect men, but women are expected to be perfect women because they are told that they have no inherent value. I think this is what, like, in third world countries, you realize that most women just see other women as a prop. Most people see other women as a prop, as something they have to mold and nourish and make them be something that is palatable for others, that is good for the family. So women are taught to be this perfect female, right? And then in that process, if everyone's trying to tell you to be the perfect woman so you can get the perfect man, what's instilled in us from a really young age is that every woman is a competition for you. Every woman you see is a competition because your goal is to have a man to provide for you and to be there for you and to give you some sense of security and a sense of personality, because you don't have one because you're a woman, but you have to be a good woman because a woman can be only one thing, because that's what the idea is. If you really think, the deep down, the patriarchal idea is that a woman is just one thing. A woman cooks and cleans and does everything for the husband. A woman is just certain jobs that a woman is a profession, right? You're a woman, oh, why aren't you like cooking and cleaning? So what happens is when you're brought up like that, when you think that, oh, as a woman I have no value and all my value comes from a man, every woman around you becomes your enemy instead of your ally. They start seeing other women as competition. They don't want to be your friend. Nobody wants to be a friend because they have told that friends are not going to last forever, but your husband's going to last forever. So you get a good husband, you make them feel like you're the best. You're the best woman out there. So they choose you because you need to be chosen by the man. So eventually, what does a young girl do? She does everything to be different, to go out of her way, to be concise and palatable and the best in front of everyone's eyes. But what happens is, you cannot be the best in everyone's eyes. You cannot. Nobody is ever going to love you fully, wholeheartedly. Nobody's going to accept you for who you are. Nobody, even if you try to be the most perfect person, people are going to call you a psychopath. They're going to call you messed up because you cannot be perfect. No human is perfect. So when you try to come out and do these things and try to be the best woman and put everybody down, it just doesn't work because it was never supposed to work like that. And then you end up coming out looking like a pick-me. And that's not your fault. That's not my fault. That's the fault of the system that's been built up. The system that feeds you these notions in subtle ways, in tiny ways that we never notice. Never. But they do a number on us. And yeah, that's how I think girls become pygmies. And I think as they grow up, they have more experiences with men and women, and they end up realizing that humans are just humans and there is no competition because there is no race. Life is just supposed to be lived. Yep, that's it for this video. Take care, you guys.